Hi, welcome to Breathe with Caroline. Today we're going to explore staircase or lift breathing. So beginning to find a comfortable seat, whether that's on a chair at the end of your bed, or perhaps you would prefer to do this lying down. Beginning to find a position that you feel comfortable in, creating length through the back of your body and your spine. So if you're lying down, that sense of length all the way from the base of your spine to the top of your head. And if you're sitting, maybe you can have your feet on the floor, sitting tall, upright, so that your lungs have lots of space to breathe well. And we're going to begin this session by encouraging our breath to work efficiently for our minds and our bodies. And if at any point through the session this feels uncomfortable in any way, or you'd like to pause or rest or move, please do. Being guided by your own body for this breathwork practice. So making sure you feel comfortable where you are. And you might like to begin by noticing how your breath feels right now. You might notice the temperature of your breath, the cooler air as you breathe in and the warmer air as you breathe out. You might also notice where your breath is moving to. So when you breathe in, which parts of your body move? And what's the rhythm of your breath like? Does it feel fast or slow? You may notice that your inhalation or exhalation is a little bit longer. And also perhaps you think about the texture of your breath. Does it feel smooth and soft? Does it feel a little bit intermittent, a bit bumpy? Does it pause? How is the texture of your breath? And then maybe you'd like to relax into your jaw a little. So there's a few different ways we can do this. We could take our hands, our fingers, to gently massage the jaw area, using some gentle pressure through the fingers, some maybe circular movements. Something else you might like to try is creating some funny faces. So you could stick your tongue out. You could roll your tongue around the inside of your mouth so that you're trying to stretch into your cheeks and kind of up or under your upper and lower lip. Eventually, sealing your lips and breathing in and out through your nose. And nasally breathing, so breathing in and out through our nose, is considered the most efficient way to breathe. It's the way our body can actually get the maximum amount of oxygen from our breath. So you may begin to notice as you breathe in the cooler air as it enters your nostrils, and the warmer air as you breathe out. Our noses do so much for us. As we breathe in, The hairs in our nostrils are filtering our breath, getting rid of any dust particles, any dirt that we don't want to reach our lungs. And the nasal cavities, these kind of pockets in the nose, warming, humidifying and cleansing our breath. So getting our breath ready for the lungs. If you're sitting, is it possible to allow your belly to fully relax, to soften? And this helps us have as much space as possible to breathe in, using the full capacity of our lungs. You might like to begin to think about breathing well. You may have done the other breathwork session. Bringing your hands to your ribcage and to the base of the ribcage, the last few ribs just before you reach your belly. Feeling the ribs there. Sometimes known as the rib basket because they're holding and protecting our heart and our lungs. And if it's helpful to have your hands here, you can begin to feel how your ribcage expands as you breathe in. A kind of almost flaring action. At the front, at the back, and at the sides of your body. As you breathe out, noticing how your ribcage retreats back. And it's this movement of the ribcage. It's a bit like an umbrella opening, or maybe you've seen a jellyfish floating in the sea. It's that action of a ribcage expanding and flaring open and then shrinking back as you breathe out that tells us our body's breathing really well. It's using the main breathing muscle, the diaphragm. Trying as much as you can to breathe in and out through your nose, knowing that you can move, you can pause, you can rest at any time. And it might be that you begin to bring your awareness to your jaw area, just checking that your jaw still feels quite relaxed. Inviting your breath to flow in and out through your nose. And this is what we're going to call our baseline breath work. So breathing well, this is what we can stay with right now, practicing this. Or come back to if the staircase or lift breathing doesn't feel helpful for you. So if you'd like to at this point, it may be helpful to imagine a staircase or maybe a lift, whichever you feel most comfortable bringing to mind. And what we're going to do is imagine that there's 3 steps or there's 3 floors if you're imagining a lift. And we're going to begin to take 3 sips in through our nose. So we're breaking up our breath in into 3 stages. It's a bit like we're taking the lift to the first floor, pausing, the doors open and close, up to the second, open and close, the third, they open and close, and then we're going to breathe out. And if you're imagining a staircase, you're taking one step at a time and take a momentary pause, up to the second step, the third step, and then breathing out. So if you'd like to explore this breathwork technique, we're still trying to feel into what we've been practicing so far. Breathing well, our rib cage is expanding, flaring outwards at the front, the sides and the back of our bodies as we breathe in. And it's shrinking back as we breathe out. In your own time, beginning to focus on your staircase or lift breathing, gently breathing in through the nose and pausing at the end of each step or floor. And once you get to the third step, the third floor, after the momentary pause, breathing out fully. And we're still trying to breathe in and out through your nose. So if this is possible, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, and then breathing out. And trying, if you can, to find your own rhythm here. We've all got different bodies, different lung capacities. So working with your body, what feels comfortable for you? And if it feels a little challenging, maybe you take 1 or 2 rounds and then just take some restful, relaxed breaths and come back to it. But each time you take a little sip of a breath in, pausing just for a moment. So you take the 3 sips, the 3 floors, the 3 steps, and then exhale, breathe out fully. And if you find your body is saying, I need to breathe in quite quickly, your breath is a little laboured, or you get this feeling of kind of air hunger, a sense of needing to breathe in quite quickly, it might be that the breath holds, those momentary pauses, are just a bit too much. So maybe you take 1 round and rest, and then another round and rest. With all different breathing techniques and breath work, sometimes it takes a little bit of a time for our bodies to get used to them. We're going to be here for about another minute, using this breathwork technique, but knowing that you can pause, you can rest, or you can come back to our breathing well, feeling your ribcage expanding and contracting as you breathe in and breathe out. Encouraging your jaw to remain soft and relaxed. And if you're still practicing your staircase or lift breathing, taking one final breath here. And then inviting and allowing all the breath work to go. Whatever you have been practicing, whatever's been working for you, allowing it to melt away. And noticing how you're doing right now. How's your breath? Is it a little bit slower and smoother and softer? Maybe you feel slightly different. Sometimes we feel a little bit tired or sleepy once we've done a little bit of breath work. Just noticing if anything has changed since you began this breathwork session. And if it felt helpful, maybe you can practice this again today or later this week.